Oh yeah, that was fast. Nice. Trash. My buddy's snap-on torque wrench lied to me. The torque wrench never stopped and just let it snap. Welcome back everybody, it's Jacob from It's Leather Weather. I'm going to be installing a chain drive kit finally to this bike. Little less tear down and finally installing some cool stuff. I bought a Vulcan kit, chain drive kit. Gold chain with a 24 teeth and 54 teeth, I think. I'd have to make sure and see. But if you can't tell, it's a whole lot brighter in here. This makes me incredibly happy. The kind of light I once had. This isn't super permanent. Maybe I'll actually fix that. But if you look at the light that I once had in here that I was previously recording with, horrible. I'm basically working in the dark. It's unreal. The difference is insane. So I hope that's appreciated by a lot of you, that I finally actually have decent lighting in here and you can see what I'm doing. I have got a pretty good mess on my hands with all my stuff. This was one of the key things that I was waiting for a while. I just got this off of Amazon. I've used this before to pull the inner primary bearing off, this brand, and it works perfectly fine. I'm gonna cut the belt off because it doesn't matter. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that son of a bitch off. I have no reason to try and save it. What's the point? What are you gonna do, sell it? No, getting rid of it. It's time for it to go. Not stab my tire. Oh yeah, that worked really fast. That was fast. Take a screwdriver, wrap it up in some cloth so you don't damage the teeth on this thing. Either way, I think I'm replacing this too. So what the hell does that thing matter? I think this is like some thread protector or something. It goes on, this goes over. We'll see how this goes. It did end up taking my huge impact to be able to get this off, and it took probably 20 seconds before it finally decided to let go. Literally just comes off. Just use a little bit of muscle, comes right off. I think my next tackle is getting the rear wheel off of here, which might be more steps than I think it's going to be. Looks like this is a 36. Oh my God, that's tight as fuck. It's raining, so my hair's all f***ed up. But as I was trying to pull this out, my brake caliper was like bending. So I think if I disconnect it here, oh my God, those are tight. This ended up being a 40. Wow. Ow, I pinched my finger. I've pulled this off before, I just can't remember how I did it. I think I removed a lot of unnecessary components. I think now, with my wheel off, what I'm gonna do is clean my hands a little bit, pull the rotor off because I know I'm gonna change that, and pull the rear sprocket off. What size are these? Almost a 40. Probably a 45 or 42. T45. These are probably torqued to ever living. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice. Trash. Trash. Yes, sometimes I do wish I had the Milwaukee stuff. Doesn't bother me that much. This just shows you that you don't need all those tools. And if you were like me with a good amount of tools, I think I have a pretty good set amount of tools and ideas and things. It's kind of all a mess. But if you're somebody like me, if I'm able to get it done, you should be able to get it done, because I am not special. I've only ever worked on my cars and stuff. Nobody's help. This is just me in my little tiny garage. If I can do this, you can definitely do this too. Take a pause for today and resume another day, because I want to, I don't have any microfibers to be able to polish that wheel out. So I'm probably gonna wait a day. Welcome back, another day. 2 days went by. So pick up where we left off. Time to polish this wheel. I like to use the Mother's Magan aluminum polish. I think this stuff works like perfect. It works extremely well, and you can get it at like your AutoZone and anything like that. Like, pretty nasty, pretty shiny. Look at that, look at that. Oh man, oh mama. All right, reading my directions here from Vulcan. Number 3, install sprocket spacer number 3. This thing with the 5 socket head screws. Spacer put on. Now for the chrome Johnny. A little bit of Loctite. Actually, be generous with it. I see people snap these all the time. This is gonna get torqued to 59 foot-pounds. I'm gonna get these snug, and then I'm gonna go around and tighten them all to spec. Remove pulley, install new sprocket. Apply Loctite to the threads of the sprocket nut. Never get oil on the threads of the sprocket nut, or integrity could be promised. Apply a thin film of engine oil. Oh, nice. To the mating surfaces of the sprocket and transmission. Transmission sprocket nut has right hand threads. Tighten sprocket to 100 foot-pounds of torque. All right, these little guys are getting just a bit of red Loctite as well. On this. I'm going to take a pause again, wait for my rotors to come in the mail, install the rotor half of it and my brake pads, so that way I can finish the video and install the chain to this. Pick it up another day. These things are so cool. Holy sh**. Yeah, these things are super sweet. I thought about getting like gold buttons around here, but I think I don't want too much gold on the bike. I think I'll just stick with black for now. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit of red. Not a ton, just a little bit of red on these. I'm sure I could probably use blue or orange or something, but I don't know. A little bit of peace of mind using just a little bit of red. Should really get like a shop chair. That would be nice rather than crouching. Putting these both through with the little quarter guy. What an odd tool, or what an odd socket. Alrighty, now that our brakes are put back together, now I can finally reassemble or put the chain on this thing. Something like this. So to my knowledge and some of the research I just did, you want to get your axle slider as far forward. I had to hammer mine left, right, left, right, left, right to get it forward as far as you can, because if it's all the way back and you cut it and you need to get the chain tighter, you have nowhere to go. So what I did is I just backed the bolts out as far as they could and then hammered this all the way forward. This nut is relatively loose. So you're gonna need one of these things. Just grabbed one on Amazon, labeled it myself. So this is what puts the rivet and smashes it together. This is like your press plate here. And then you have one of these things to smash the end of it to be able, or one of these, something, to be able to smash the rivet and hold it in place. And the reason that you need a rivet style instead of a clip style is because a Harley makes way too much torque for a clip, makes too much power for a clip, so it would snap it. So you'll need to have a rivet style, but if you order through Vulcan, you'll have exactly what you need. Circular plate there, or that's got circles in it. On this side, so that the pins will go through, and then you need this sliding one on the back side. And you're supposed to tighten this down slowly, come back and forth. Oh wow. Make sure it's going on the correct way. All right, perfect. So, I don't know if you can see super well, but right on this one, it's totally through. So now I gotta take a certain tool, one of these guys, and it'll go onto here and it'll smash these and dimple them out like these and make them a square. So I'm gonna take this one. This guy sits on the back side right here. It's gonna hold it in place. Goes on the front side here, and then I'm gonna take this portion, and this is what's gonna be what mushrooms that piece. At least it should. We'll see. Where'd the wrench? Where'd the wrench go? Underneath my leg. Apparently these don't take a whole lot to mushroom, so we'll see. I don't know if I'm really mushrooming it or if it's just or what it's really doing here. So now at this point, with the chain fully on and everything is good to go there, it's time to start installing the primary back together. So what I've got to do is replace my stator. So I have a new one, I have a new stator. I'm gonna figure out how to fish this through the primary hole or wherever the hell that was, or this hole right here. Figure out how to fish it through there and plug it back into the voltage regulator dangling. And then set that back on there. So let's see. All right, seems like she's pretty set in her ways. These were a 27, just little guys. All right, bolts are in. Holy cow. Okay, inner primary, line up your main shaft, inner primary bearing, and race. Make sure this gasket doesn't come out of place like it has for me 400,000 times now. It's like 3 days later, 4 days later from that video, from that last section, I had an issue. My buddy's snap-on torque wrench lied to me and said that this was supposed to be 30 foot-pounds. It's not. Well, it is 30 foot-pounds, but the torque wrench never stopped and just let it snap. So it just kept going, and I thought it was a little weird. Got it hand tight, then went a little bit more, and I was like, should click by now. Went a little bit more, and it snapped. So that's awesome. So I went and got a new one from the dealer. So that's cool. Brand new one. Can't get these anywhere else. Dealer specific, so that's awesome. But came with some blue Loctite on it for me already. Okay, back to business. I just lost my dowel for the starter for 20 minutes. It was sitting in the frame of the bike. I wonder if anyone should be following these videos, because I really don't know what I'm doing, it looks like. I lose stuff, I break stuff, but maybe you just like to watch my videos because you think I'm funny. Maybe you don't think I'm funny. Maybe you do. All right, these are 30 foot-pounds. It's like 25 to 30 foot-pounds, that's it. Needs to be torqued to, I had this backwards, but this needs to be torqued to 100 foot-pounds, backed off one full turn, and then torqued to 150. I can't even get it to 150. Clutch hub nut is like 75 to 80 foot-pounds, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this piece sets in there like this. Make sure this says out. Put that in there. Then there's a really important part that there is a hole somewhere in here that you do not want this snap ring to block, because oil needs to pass through. Set up your clutch. From what I had researched, you take that threaded portion right here, thread it in just to barely touch that rod, and then back it off a half or one full turn. So I did about a quarter turn, you'll see. So let me go back. Okay, it's just touching it, it won't go anymore. So I've got, there's half, we'll do like 3/4 of a turn. So hold that there. Throw this nut over. Hopefully that's correct of where that's supposed to be. All right, I've got the starter kind of lined up to the dowels on the inner primary. So I'm gonna try and send one in there. Go something like this way. Where the hell did it just go? What, did it fall out? Got my shift lever on. So I haven't really filmed too much super well. Shift lever's on, shift linkage is on. I'm gonna put the foot control on. All of these are torqued to like 13 foot-pounds. I never took this off. I'm not really exactly sure how to align the rear wheel. I've tried tons of different methods and I can't really tell. Same with setting tension. I kind of can't really tell what the proper way is. I've got these put all the way forward. These are only like a quarter turn in the threads and it already has made the chain pretty tight. Like I'm only getting about a half inch of deflection out of this. I don't really know how to set the tension super well. I was just doing about a half inch and just kind of picking in the middle of the spot and just pushing up and getting a half inch. And alignment, I was trying to use this tool. It's like a little zip tie and a coat hanger on a 90 degree. So there's a spot in the swing arm for it that is right there, this little dot. Poke it, put it in, and you put it to the center of this, and you go on the opposite side and do it. And if it's not center, then that's not right yet. But they're different on both sides. Like that nut is not the same size as this nut, and I don't know if it works on this, but I'm just gonna call it good for now. I think it's pretty aligned. It looks like it's aligned. The chain line alignment on the sprocket seems pretty center and doesn't like hug to one side or something, so I'm gonna call that it. I think I'm gonna work on my brakes now. So this was Jacob from It's Leather Weather, and I'll see you on my brakes video.